The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on the Canna Connect Show belong solely to the individuals and do not reflect those of Canna Connect and its affiliates, sponsors, or partners. Canna Connect does not promote or facilitate any activity that violates state or federal regulations. Everything you hear here is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes. It is not legal advice, it is not financial guidance, and it's definitely not medical direction. Seriously, don't take our word for it. Even if someone on the mic sounds like they know what they're talking about, and they're probably crazy smart too. Regardless of how legit our guests may be, you should always do your own homework, consult with your attorney, and understand the risk you're taking before you do anything when it comes to cannabis. Our intention is to keep it real. If you've got a problem with anything we've said, take us to court.
Welcome back to the Canna Connect Show. Today I am joined by the infamous Drew Emmer, Head of Strategic Partnerships at Boveda. We're going to talk about their brand new product line called Vivi. We're going to talk about cigars, cannabis, music, all the things that we love to talk about, really. I mean, it's our third time sitting down together in the last 2 years. If you don't know Drew, this is a great episode to get to know a little bit more about him and Boveda as a whole. Boveda's been doing some really cool stuff with their acquisition of CVaults, with the creation of Vivi, talking about more than just drying, but also the curing process. It's somewhat of the prequel to the movie that you all know. Let's get into it.
I can't wait.
What's a memorable concert that you went to in your life here?
Metropolitan Stadium.
Yeah.
The Turkey Trot, 1976 or 7.
Wow.
Pablo Cruz, Molly Hatchet, and Toto.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
The group that sang Africa. They're known for that song, right? Africa?
Yeah.
More commonly these days, it's a Weezer.
Yeah. Well, the Weezer really went places with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they go to, have they
Toto.
taken it to Africa?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A memorable concert experience. What's yours?
I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers in 2005, 2006 at XL Energy, at Grand Casino Arena. And I bought a bootleg t-shirt on my way out for $20, and I still have it, and I hope to have it 20 years from now as well. And one, it helped me realize the value in bootleg t-shirts outside of concert venues. So those are, if you have the cash in your pocket, you should do it. You should buy the shirt. And then two, it was the first $100 concert ticket. We sat lower bowl at the XL Energy Center, formerly. The Mars Volta opened, and it was probably my first arena show that I went to.
Yeah, that was an outdoor venue. Met Stadium was where the Twins and the Vikings used to play, where Mall of America is now. But the other memorable one would be Eric Clapton at what's now known as the XL Center.
Okay.
And that was truly remarkable.
Okay. So that was in the 2000s?
No.
So what was there before? Are you talking about like the...
No, so 1976 or 77 was the Turkey Trot at Metropolitan Stadium. This is back in 1977.
Right. Hey, I snuck into the 80s.
You did.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
But Clapton, when I was 17, was spectacular.
One of the best.
Yeah, really fun. And we were all that was sort of the whole culture around partying with friends was music.
Music.
Yeah, and it was Led Zeppelin and...
Music, guitars.
Oh, for Boveda,
Cannabis.
it's guitar. It's cigars, guitars, and cannabis. So guitars it's we have packs that go in guitar cases, violin cases, viola.
I wonder if Eric Clapton's ever used a...
He has.
Has he?
Yeah. Yeah, and we have a whole program going where we're developing a pro series to have all these musicians take care of their instruments properly.
Right. And that those are the folks that work on that are oftentimes a whole different division than the Allisons and the
Yeah, that's a different group.
different group.
Yeah.
So
Same umbrella, different group.
when I last saw you, speaking of the XL Energy Center, the Grand Casino Arena, behind there is the River Center, which I think hosts shows, has hosted shows in the past. It was August of this year, 2025. Vivi was not announced yet. Probably wished you could, but it was Vivi. I don't think
Vivi went
Vivi-
consumer live on, I want to say August 4th,
Okay.
August 9th, somewhere in there.
Okay.
The brand Vivi, you can call it Vivi if you like. I thought we were going
It
to
reminds me of it.
overcome the pronunciation thing when we switched to Vivi.
Is it Boveda?
So yeah, it's actually Boveda with the umlaut over the D. Jesus.
The D umlaut.
Yeah, no. So Vivi,
Okay.
we have been Boveda since 1997, and we have been serving a bunch of different verticals, starting in the cigar world, and then shortly thereafter got into the music business, and then cannabis came calling. And so everywhere you went, there were Boveda packs in different humidity levels that were serving all these different verticals.
Right. A 63, a 65, a 68.
62, 58, 65, 72, 75, 84, 32 for clarinet reeds and oboe reeds.
Wow.
There's a bunch of food products that are protected at lower levels.
Brown sugar is a good one.
Brown sugar, popcorn's a big deal. People maintaining proper humidity on their popcorn makes for a better pop. It really makes it pop.
Similar to.
Yeah, so the point was there was a lot of identification with the precision and the expertise of Boveda as a company that pioneered and really created the category of precise two-way humidity control. Because really, if you narrow down Boveda's strength, Boveda's purpose, Boveda's whole target in its existence has been to provide individuals with the ability to maximize their passions. That's our mission, is to maximize your passions.
Wow.
And we do that by having really efficient, really precise two-way humidity control, which makes a huge difference in the quality of the and flavor of a cigar,
Yeah.
preserving the enjoyment of a cigar.
What is the culture like? You know, I saw you got to take a fun trip recently. How would you describe the cigar culture that you're able to be a part of, and what resonates with you around it?
So the first word that comes to mind is family, because so many of these cigar houses are peopled by families that have been in the business, some of them pre-embargo on the Cuban side of things, and then post-embargo, people that have established their families in this agricultural industry. You see some parallels here. Agricultural product, a product that has a significant effect on a person that consumes it.
Yeah.
Aroma, taste,
Right.
satisfaction, enjoyment. The cigar industry is probably more aligned with the values or the ethic of the cannabis plant than the cannabis industry is. So I don't know. You and I talked at one point about the ethic of the plant. I wrote a piece called "The Ethic of the Plant," which will be a bestseller all over the globe.
Well, I know you really took a liking to Stephen Egan's words around the plant,
Yeah,
and that was 2024,
yeah,
early 2024.
yeah. Down in the basement at the what was it called?
The wilderness,
Wilderness.
in the gallows of the wilderness.
Yeah.
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 But you know, the idea that the plant maybe can't be controlled,
Regulated.
Yeah, like the plant Yes, regulated is a great way to put it.
Yeah, she's got a mind of her own. And I think it's appropriate, at least for my purposes, to refer to her as the feminine, because the vast majority of our focus in the cannabis world, unless you're pheno-hunting and doing all sorts of genetic stuff, is the production of the flower of the female.
Right. Yeah, we're not here to save the male plants.
And she's got a whole set of ethics.
Okay.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
You think about it, when you ask me about the cigar industry, if I were to characterize the ethics of the cigar industry, it's family, it's honor, it's inclusion, kindness. There's a tremendous amount of Latin cultures that are feeding into that. So there's this underlying passion and bravado and enthusiasm,
Culture.
for celebration. And for one of the chaps that I got to interview at one of the cigar shows talked at length about how he'd say, well, this really isn't a cigar. I should have brought a cigar as a prop. But imagine I have a cigar.
If
he
we
said
if we open a window, maybe you could have a cigar.
which we are at Open Window Productions in Oakdale, Minnesota.
That's right.
We wanted to plug them for their kind expertise in figuring out all this gear. Anyway, I'm having a cigar with this guy, and he says, that's not really a cigar. And I said, really, what is it? He said, it's a moment shared between friends. And that really captures kind of because it's not about, the day that cannabis stops being about getting high is the day that we like step into a new world. And I'm an old stoner from the 80s, okay? So the late 70s, 80s, the maximum THC content of what I got to smoke was maybe 10%.
Yeah.
But we would hit it all day.
Okay. Yeah.
And you were able to stay connected. You were able to be in your body. You weren't like blasted to oblivion. We do different things to try to get blasted to oblivion, but that whole sort of youthful delight in getting stoned is super valuable, and it's important, and it's a component of the cannabis industry. But that it's like, in my opinion, forgive me, but I'm opinionated. I think it's a small piece of what cannabis has to offer. So if you and I were to sit down today, for me, because I've been recovered for 40 plus years, but so I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't put stuff up my nose anymore, and my life is better because of it. Great, move on. But the point I would make is, for me today, the ideal situation is if I had a home grow at my place and I got to take fresh flower every day and eat it.
Greens.
Serious.
Yeah.
Put it in a smoothie.
Yeah.
Somehow get those that cannabinoid content into my system.
Right.
That would appeal to me.
Probably via blender.
Yeah.
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 The transformational approach, allowing the product to be transformed into an experience, a moment in time. I think that's what a lot of
something special, something sacred.
Yeah. Because the best marketing isn't about the product, it's about the experience that you have while you're enjoying the product, for example. That's why you market the set and setting versus, the can. It's not so much the aluminum, it's what you're doing when you open up the CVault.
It's an experience.
Yes. So what that cigar professional was talking about was how they've been able to get their brand to a place where they are able to transform it from just a product to an experience. And I love what you guys, what the entire company has been able to do is we help maximize your passion.
Right. Whether it's musical instruments, whether it's enjoying cigars, whether it's enjoying cannabis, nobody likes dry weed. Nobody likes stale weed. I mean, that's one of the call-outs on our Vivi stickers, never stale. And most people, and this is being wonderful. Let's get some comments on this.
Do we have any streamers? No.
Okay. Well, when you get here, you'll be really amazed. Most people have never experienced really incredible cannabis.
Yeah.
Unless you grew it and you enjoyed it in the first week or two after you cured it, and you got it in that window of enjoyment that represents maximum potency, maximum terpenes, all the volatile organic compounds are still in the trichomes. You instead of buying a pre-roll that was made 6 months ago where all the volatiles have gone, and the only choice you have is to dip it in 9 different concentrates in order to jack it up, and make it interesting.
Yeah.
We used to crush flour
Okay.
and roll joints. We called them joints.
Yeah.
You call them pre-rolls.
If you make it yourself, it's a joint.
Okay. Do you roll joints?
I've been known to. I don't actually. I haven't. I can't remember the last time I put flame to a bowl.
I can.
I.
It was 1984. I remember it vividly.
I've been using Stores and Bickle products almost exclusively through our relationship with them, and
What a company.
how enjoyable that is to just low temp, dry herb, and just allow it to vaporize.
Yeah.
It's in my opinion, it's a far more enjoyable experience.
And it's very different than just complete incineration.
Yeah, yeah. So I love the folks over there, and all the way over there. They've had some issues with the tariffs because all of their products are made in Germany.
Yep.
So, but we don't have to talk tariffs, at least.
But you're talking about some great people. When I said great company, I should have said great people. Because it's really about people. I mean, if you get, and I know you're going to go there, so I'll lead you there.
Take me.
I asked you a question when we were on the phone
A couple weeks ago.
months ago
Oh,
about what you're good at. What's your thing? What's your, discovering what is the gift that you bring to the party?
I think I've found the answer.
Oh, good. Tell me.
I'm amazing at creating name brand recognition for folks other than myself. Like Henry from Open Window, for example, or Spencer from Canna Connect, or Munir from Curate. I do a really good job of putting others in front and finding those people that I want to platform and helping not just name brand recognition, but helping people I help people, places, and things get familiar with their potential audience. There's probably a more refined way to say that, but that's where I landed last week. Munir, talked to him after MJ BizCon. He goes, man, there were so many people that came up to me. Hey, Munir. And I had to kind of slow play the conversation because I didn't know where they knew me from. So he was like, well, I asked them how their market's doing to zero in on where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Big show out in Vegas, And then just the work that I'm doing with Spencer and how I was at a Earl Giles Canna Club in November and somebody called me Spencer.
Right on.
So
What a great compliment.
yeah, I'm working on the beard.
Well, and it wasn't about you.
No. I like putting people, places, and things in front of me and helping raise their profile, which is why I like talking to you on camera.
Well, it's interesting because you put the question back on me in the prep for this conversation, and the way you put it was, what are you great at? And my immediate reaction is, it's almost abrasive internally to think about it in those terms, like, what am I great at? I mean, I know what I've become known for in the cannabis industry. In the 10 years that I've been with Boveda, they had me go to trade shows initially. And if you've ever worked a trade show, you know that you have an option. You can either sit in the back of the booth and eye people as they go by, or you get out and work the aisle. And I'm a work the aisle kind of guy. And my work the aisle approach is usually something along the lines of, hi, something really sophisticated. Hi. Hi. Where are you from?
Right.
Yeah. Why are you here? It's beginning this whole conversation about them. Answering a basic human desire to be recognized, heard, seen, acknowledged. And then all of a sudden there's rapport. And it's not about, gee, how can we move you over here and get you into this nifty new Vivi pack? It's more like, oh, that's a hat pin.
Oh, it's a hat.
Or you can put it on
No,
your jersey
right,
if you'd like.
I think it'll work.
Yeah, you have pre-made holes there.
I do. Lots of them.
Yeah,
There's many.
it's a very holy jersey.
Thank you.
But the point isn't to sell product. I know that would cause tremendous ulcerative colitis among the management at Boveda. But the point is to connect.
Yes.
Hence the name of your approach, Canna Connect, being the connection
Right.
in the cannabis community
Right.
of Minnesota and beyond. Is it beyond yet?
It's starting to be.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it'll get to a point where it's a juggernaut.
A loaded football team.
Yeah, it'll be off to the races.
Like
but
the Gagliardi coached Johnnies.
nobody objectively buys this product because they're naturally drawn to it. I mean, it's got a cool trade feel to it.
Yeah.
It's playful. It's fun. It's this Vivi Cure product was a rocker for us because we had no idea how much frustration and fear there was in the homegrow community
Yeah.
about, well, okay, if I take care of it and if I feed it and if I flush it or what's flushing again, or if I do the right thing and I get to how many weeks and, oh, am I going to do it right? And I don't want to screw this up. But to get to the end of the rainbow where they've got this bountiful harvest,
Yes.
they dry it to a some modest level of accuracy, around that 65% range.
Yeah.
And then what do I do to perfect it? Well, I don't think we anticipated the popularity of this because this one package
Yeah.
was all I could find at the office this morning. Because we took what we had. We sold out of our initial run.
Okay.
And we sold out of it's just been it's been a juggernaut. Because we introduced a product that has to do with curing. So this is 10 days, one of these packs with 3 to 12 ounces of flour
Okay.
in a container for 10 days. You're done.
Can it stay in there? Does it then transform into a Boveda pack after?
So
that?
when you take the Vivi Cure pack out, today you would put a Boveda pack in.
Okay.
Because this will basically take it down between 50 and 55% relative humidity in that 10-day period.
Okay.
So we're basically crashing the flour down to a place where it gets some homogeneity about what the moisture content is across the whole mass of flour.
Yeah.
And then you take the Cure pack out and you put a 58 in or a 62 in.
Okay.
But eventually, like second or third quarter of 26, those Boveda packs for cannabis will say Vivi Fresh on them.
Yeah.
So they will convert to this trade look, and they'll end up being all the confidence that you've had in Boveda for the precision and the reliability,
Right.
but under a new trade, because she deserved her own brand.
Okay. She did.
Okay.
She did. So as I'm hearing you correctly, there is a Cure product.
Yep.
And there is a Fresh product.
Yep. And right now what you're using is all fresh product because we've never entered into the milieu of telling people how to cure their flower. But when we got into the homegrow market, which is massive,
Yes.
we discovered there were a lot of people that were calling our customer service line saying, how do I cure my product?
Right. You had not developed. It's almost like putting out a movie and then putting out a prequel because the movie did really well.
That's a really good characterization.
How do
We're
you
going to use that. Yeah, thank you very much. See, there he's doing what he described earlier. It's magic.
Magic.
Yeah, Steve Eigenmann.
and when I
Is that how you say it?
yeah
Eigenmann?
yeah
Yeah, I've worked at it.
I
Is that how you pronounce it?
yeah that's very
And
good.
it's Boveda.
Right,
And it's Vivi.
Vivi.
Yeah.
Well,
You can
I'm-
say Vivi. That's fine.
Right,
Go ahead, be that guy.
you guys opened yourself. The company opened themselves up to another
Mispronunciation.
tomato.
Right. Just so you're talking about us, we're fine.
Yeah, this is new to me. It's new to a lot of people, but it's new to me in the sense that I wasn't quite sure if the entire cannabis line had switched to Vivi.
It will, but it's like
coming.
turning it's like turning an aircraft carrier around.
Yeah.
So we're doing business in 115 or 17 countries.
Wow.
So you got tobacco products, you've got musical instruments products, you've got
Cannabis.
cannabis products, you've got a whole bunch of other smaller verticals, not the least of which is food, and that'll be another frontier that'll come to the fore in the coming months. But so we're transitioning over a supply chain where
Yeah.
we print in the U.S., we manufacture in the U.S. in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That was a quiet part that I wanted to. I'm glad you answered that question for me. I was curious where these products are made.
At Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin.
Amazing.
Yeah, Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there next door.
Yeah.
Hope.
You can get the big doinks over there.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the only real slowdown we have in production is usually deer hunting season. Otherwise, it goes pretty smoothly.
Okay.
Unless you want to order something during Wisconsin's deer hunting season.
Which is happening, has been going on. I believe Vivi.
See, you've adopted.
I've adopted.
Yeah.
I believe you debuted at the Legacy Cup. In my
We
eyes.
did. So the Legacy Cup, if you didn't see me in this wonderful T-shirt, power your flower.
Flower being cannabis flower.
Yeah.
The green the weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flower.
The flower we know.
Yeah, it's flower.
Mm-hmm. And this is a homegrown.
This is actually a collector's item because this is the Legacy Cup shirt. Because I worked the Legacy
Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
until I had one of those burritos. Anyway, I digress.
Surly's a beer company. They're certainly not a burrito company.
They're a great company, and we love them.
Okay. That's right. That's right.
Good job.
Their burritos are expensive. That's my only.
But the Uber barely made it home in time, if you know where I'm coming from. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm just unpacking, not your burrito, but the launch of it. One little joke I want to see if you think it's funny is like one of the drivers behind this product is a guy by the name of Brian Rice.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny because his last name is Rice.
Rice.
And sometimes if you, at least it used to be this case, if you dropped your phone in the swimming pool, you'd put it in a bag of rice.
To dry it out and have it recover its capacity to be a cell phone.
It's almost just too fitting for him to be involved in the...
I do get the humor. I love it. It reminds me of a joke about, there used to be a restaurant in Bloomington on Lyndale called Wong's.
Yeah.
It's a Asian restaurant, Japanese.
Okay.
Fabulous, or Chinese. It's probably Chinese. But they had a deal where one of the kids would be, only one kid in the whole family was allowed in the facility from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m.
Okay. I think I've been there.
Yeah, it's spectacular. It was a
Yeah.
reputable, wonderful Chinese restaurant. And the point was that the reason they did that was because two Wongs don't
Make a right.
make the rice. Anyway, stop it. That you can outtake that. I thought I had this on.
So if Brian was here, he could talk a lot more about the science. But
The science is, I'm actually quite deep into science.
tell me how deep.
So you have precise two-way humidity control. That's been our stock and trade from the beginning of Boveda. That's still all the science that applies to our products previous applies to this product.
Yeah.
It's just really focused on getting down to that 50 to 55% humidity level
Crashing it.
in a rapid way. So it's a very high absorbency formula.
Okay.
And the magic of it, and I don't like to use the word magic, just because this is really predictable, and typically magic's not predictable.
Yeah, right.
Right. The Vivi product is super predictable. It's gonna act the way it acts every time you use it. It's never gonna vary from its role.
Okay.
It's gonna crash to that set point, and it's gonna take care of whatever it's stored with.
Yeah.
If you were to mess up and leave your flower in there for an extra couple weeks, it's not gonna be the end of the world.
Okay. You can resuscitate it.
Yeah, well, there's a big aspect of this curing process that has to do with what you do after you use the cure pack.
Sure.
Because if you use the cure pack and then you just put it in a bag or a jar and leave it alone, that flower is in a pretty vulnerable state. You've just taken a significant amount of its water content away from it.
And nobody likes stale weed.
Right, and if you don't rehydrate to a certain degree, and it's a modest rehydration from 50, 55 up to 58 to 62. That's a fairly modest rehydration.
I enjoy going to modest for rehydration.
But what happens in that modest rehydration is really spectacular. It's almost as though, I'd characterize it this way, because
a little flower.
It causes the flower to relax.
Yeah.
Isn't that an interesting characterization?
Yeah. Settle in for
and she takes on a little bit of moisture, and she just kind of goes, oh, here I am in the absolute peak awesomeness that I could ever be.
Right.
So now we're at that place where that window of enjoyment, instead of being 2 weeks after proper cure, you put a Vivi Fresh or a Boveda pack in there, Boveda until second quarter. It's clunky, but we're doing the best we can.
It's a large ship that you have to turn.
Yeah, but what happens is you take a 2-week window of enjoyment, and now it's cured perfectly, right? And you have a window of enjoyment that's going to be 2 months, 3 months. Now think about that from a home grower's perspective. One of the great frustrations for a home grower is they get to the harvest part, and they have all this production. Maybe they have a pound.
Right.
If they've done a great job, they have 3 pounds. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, outside.
2.5 pounds. That's a lot of bud.
To not be able to smoke.
Well, I mean, if you could smoke it all today, wouldn't that be fun? But the reality is you want to be able to store it for a period of time. And that's one of the things, the CVaults been an absolute home run for Boveda. Boveda
is a good move.
Acquired the CVault company fresh store. We made these child-resistant. The CVault is a medical grade stainless humidor for cannabis.
Okay.
So this is for flower. We've also got the similar type of a gizmo with clamps for larger quantities, and we also have an EVault. Now the EVaults are taken off, which is for storing extract.
Extract, yes.
And the extract world is...
It's where it's at.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Extracts are...
I bet younger Drew kind of...
I missed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed out.
Yeah. The question, I guess, is before you got into CVault, because I love CVault, and I'm glad you brought one.
Yeah. I wanted one that said Vivi on it, but these Vivi ones are all gone.
Oh, really? There are Vivi CVaults?
Oh, yeah. Well, and like if you take any of the brands, we can make a custom branded CVault for a promotional item, which would cost about the same amount of money as the
Legacy
Legacy Cup T-shirt. So there's a lot of options for retailers and for brands to get loyalty. Because if you look at your brand every time you open the jar, if you look at the brand,
right, the
likelihood of you going back and buying that brand again, as long as you're having a positive experience every time you light up.
Like, take that, Bic.
Yeah.
So then, yeah. So we need Canna Connect ones. It's what.
Yeah. Haven't we done Canna Connect ones?
We've only talked about it.
Where's your logo?
There you
It's on Spencer's computer.
Let's go. Spencer, you're probably up now and have had your waffles. So go to your computer and get the artwork and send it to me at drew.emmer@bovedainc.com. And we'll get you some custom branded CVaults for Canna Connect.
That'd be lovely. Do you see a commercial application in the future?
I do.
Yes. Anyone else at the company?
Yeah. So the entire B2B sales team sees a future for this as a commercial application.
Okay.
But the thing you got to understand of what's going on, this is kind of a out of control brush fire at the moment.
Wow.
So we shifted from a B2B focus to a B2C focus.
Yes.
Business to business would be B2B.
Right.
Business to consumer
Right.
would be B2C for those of you just tuning in.
New to marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point is, when you focus a launch on consumers, you get a whole bunch of really intense, unbiased feedback about your product.
Yes.
So we had no idea it was going to be as popular as it is.
I'm so happy to hear.
It's been over the moon. It's one of these things where we used to market specifically to business to business.
Yeah.
So we'd go to the Cookies and the Alien Labs and the Connecteds and the people, and we're in every territory dealing with every sort of regulatory nightmare that every state had, every country had. We're talking to these people about delivering their brand at a very consistent, reliable, concise humidity level so they could maintain the weight of their product, which was the first value proposition for Boveda.
I remember.
We're going to maintain the weight of your product so when you pack a 3.5 gram eighth, you don't have to pack 3.75 and then hope that it's 3.5 by the time it gets to the consumer. After, if you were in Canada, it goes through the OCS in Ontario or through whatever government distribution filter there is, and by the time the consumer gets the product, it's at minimum 4 months.
Right.
Probably more like 6 months. In some cases, you get born-on dating. You remember the born-on beer
Budweiser,
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's package dates that a lot of companies put on their product, and it's required in some provinces of Canada. So you'd look at it and you go, oh, I just spent $40 for something that it's December, and it was packed in March. How do you feel?
I feel disappointed. And
Do you ever go through the refrigerator and throw out stuff that's past date?
my wife does frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always the one stretching it. Right. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, it's not okay. So freshness is a big deal. But
Right.
we serve this market on a B2B level.
Yeah.
We deal with all these brands. And when they were selling pounds
Yes.
for $1,500 to $3,500 a pound,
Yeah.
guess what? It's no big deal to say, hey, between the storage and the retail packaging, it's going to end up costing you $20, $25 a pound to protect it with Boveda.
Sure. Right.
That's no big deal
No
if
big
you
deal.
have a big number.
Protect your variance.
Yeah, but when you get down to most markets today, there's people selling pounds as low as $200, $300.
Wow. Wow.
Now all of a sudden you're going, I can't justify having cost of goods sold affected that much. The boss said to turn this harvest into cash,
Right.
and thank you, we'll use it for bulk storage because people have always adopted us for bulk storage.
The larger fresh pack.
Yeah, but it's when you get down to retail packaging, it's you get down to splitting some very thin hairs on margin. Now you jump to the consumer, and this is where we really got encouraged
Yes.
because we'd talk to a commercial grower, and he'd say, "We love you. You guys are awesome. Your stuff is cool. We'd love to use it, but I can only afford 3 cents." And we go, yeah, we're not for everybody
Yeah.
because we're not going to produce at a loss.
Right.
But then you get to the consumer at the retail store and you ask the question, would you pay $1 or $2 to guarantee the freshness of this?
To extend the shelf life of
Yeah.
your product.
because you don't know in most retail settings where you walk in, depending on what state you're in, you don't necessarily get to see the flower before you buy it.
Right.
You may look at it on a tablet. You may see it through that'd be really sophisticated if you got a chance to see it and maybe sniff it through one of those jars.
Okay, that's
if you're in Illinois,
modern.
That's like pretty cool. You actually got a chance to maybe kind of know what you're buying.
Right.
But most places you don't even interact with the flower before you pay for it.
Okay.
And your first surprise is when you open the package.
Yeah. Yeah, like trading cards.
Wow. I mean, that's a pretty ridiculous disadvantage if you're trying to convey a passion for flower.
Well, and then you're just relying on your graphic design and your brand, and we know that not every, don't judge a book by its cover, right? It's like you could have really good outside packaging, but if the flower inside is not up to your standards, you're not going to buy it again.
Right, and you go out and you buy, let's say you buy into all the marketing for cookies, and cookies had spectacular flower for a while.
For a while, sure.
And cookies had a ridiculous following in terms of garments and
merch,
ancillary merch. Spectacular brand building.
Number one.
Really hard for them to maintain their quality on their flower and have people come back to it again and again. You'd be hard-pressed in any market in the country right now to find more than one or two brands that have what we'd consider to be brand loyalty.
Okay.
Either because of the story or less likely because of the experience that they had.
Yes.
So I think of a brand in Canada that packages with Boveda. It's called Woody Nelson out of BC. They have an incredible reputation with their consumers.
Okay.
People go back and buy Woody Nelson again and again because they have a really consistent experience, and Woody's got some really cool genetics, and there's some things that people really love. And if you love Woody Nelson, you want to get the same Woody Nelson every time you go back. Well, you can't do that in most cannabis markets.
Right.
There is no consistency. You may have a good batch, you may have a bad batch, and the consumer has a chance to vote with their feet. So if you lose them once, it's over. So what you were talking about, the packaging and the branding, all the accoutrement that goes around the flower.
Right.
What's interesting about that to me is you spend a set amount of money on marketing development.
Right.
And what happens if you sell a second jar or a second bag to your marketing expense? It's cut in half. Mm-hmm. If you sell a third, it's cut in a third.
Right.
If you get somebody to come back 5, 6, 7 times, what happened to that investment in marketing?
It goes up.
It's
the
ridiculous
return goes
how much your cost per unit has gone down.
Right.
Right? So people put their heart and soul into getting into the marketplace and having the cool package and having the right heat seal on the jar, and just to have a certain experience. And there's no real guarantee that the consumer is going to have that experience.
Yeah. Yeah. In comes Boveda.
Well, or Boveda, if you're just tuning in. Welcome to the show, Stephen. The value that we deliver is second to none. There's other products in the marketplace that claim to do what we do.
Yeah.
But if anybody takes and this is a big if anybody takes the time to test our product against any other product,
Sure.
they will discover that the performance dynamics are ridiculously different.
Cool.
So there are less expensive products out there, but we're fairly confident that you will get what you pay for, if that.
Yeah.
So
if Boveda was a car, an auto manufacturer.
Wow, that's a good question. You want to finish the question?
Well, I think you know where I'm going.
Go ahead. Go there so I can think while you're talking.
If Boveda was an auto manufacturer, who would they most align with in the current auto industry?
Boy, it's tempting to identify as a very high-end European sport coupe
But you're not made in Europe.
No, we're made in Wisconsin. So this is like, here's how I would describe Boveda as a car. And I'm going to choose Ford for a reason. I drive a Ford. And my Explorer, aside from having numerous recalls, which seem to be programmed into the Ford culture, it's super reliable. It's super consistent. It's the value that you get for the money that you spend is really high.
Yes.
So that's the reason why I would say. I mean, otherwise I would have gone.
I would have went Ford.
Were you thinking Ford?
I was.
Yeah.
So
Unless of course you're a Chevy guy.
And not to say I'm not a Chevy guy, but for some reason when I saw you today in your Ford Explorer,
you weren't surprised that I was in a Ford smoking a cigar?
You're a big part of the brand. You're a big part of the Vivi brand.
I tell you what, my experience at Boveda has been an absolute blessing. I stumbled upon this company because of my love for cigars. I was in a cigar shop. The owner of the cigar shop put the Boveda pack in my bag because for once I bought more than 2 cigars. I bought 5 or 6, and he put the pack in the bag, and I said, "What's that?" And he said, "You'll never recharge your humidor again." And I went, "Oh my God." The choirs of angels sang, and I had this moment, and I went, "You got to be kidding me. What do I have to do to it?" Nothing.
Wow.
It's taking care of your cigars in the bag. And he said,
weren't the founders downstairs?
well, he said, yeah, and if you want to meet the owners, go downstairs. And I said, I didn't even know you had it downstairs. So I went into the windowless basement below Cigar Jones out in Minnetonka. There's a Holiday Station store, and there's Cigar Jones, and there's a hair salon and a Chinese restaurant. And unbeknownst to me, Boveda was headquartered in the basement.
Sure.
So I met them, and that's the beginning of the end.
Right. And if you want to listen to Drew's story, you can hop over to the Northern Lights podcast.
Oh, you did that.
And you were there. I was
with you.
Tanner was there.
Yeah,
for
Tanner.
the first one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's a long story. So
right.
Get some popcorn.
Speaking of long stories, do you have a take, an opinion on first the low dose market that we uniquely have here in Minnesota, like as a ancillary adjacent to, in some ways, in the cannabis industry and other times in the music industry or the cigar industry? Like, you're at these shows, you're a supporter of Canna Connect, supporter of Canna Con, you're familiar with what's happening here in Minnesota deeply. What do you, as Drew, not as Boveda Drew, but how do you see the ability to have a low dose experience within the cannabis industry? I could go a little further. One thing you've told me is you've said what we need for cannabis to be successful is we need more adoption.
Right.
We need more users. That's what helps all of these businesses grow. I think low dose products provide the on-ramp to understanding cannabis better in 5 milligram bite sizes. You're a non-user, I understand that, but
but what you're describing is potentially removing the fear factor from trying cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came up, my introduction to cannabis was somebody going, "Here, try this."
Yeah.
And I trusted my friend. I realized I wasn't being roofied. We didn't have roofies then.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have been roofied anyway. But I had this experience of community, of connection, and that was my beginning. Where do people try things now? I mean, I think the beverage industry in Minnesota is spectacular because men and women alike, from whatever station in life, age range, whatever, you can try a sip or a half a can, and you can have an experience. You can do one in the comfort of your own home before you go to bed or whatever, and not be at risk of losing your professional license because you're operating out of control or something.
No one's going to drug test you in your kitchen.
I think that's a really good thing about the Minnesota market. But I always go back to this basic mantra: is how do you introduce people to cannabis? How do you introduce the soccer mom?
Right.
How do you introduce people that aren't that have all sorts of built-in fear? Because, you know, you watch different news channels or you tune into different shows and you get people talking about cannabis. In some corners, you'll hear people talking about cannabis as though they just redid the movie Reefer Madness from 1934.
Right.
And they're talking about, oh, the overdoses. And it's like, what are you talking about? The propaganda against cannabis is rich because there's a lot of entrenched interests that don't want to see cannabis succeed.
Right. Because you consider yourself holistic in a lot of ways. Your approach to medicine is holistic.
Yeah, I went to see Dr. Bill yesterday. Dawn and I went.
Okay.
My kinesiologist.
Yes, great. He's changed your life.
Dude, best thing I ever did. I was one of, if not his first patient, and now 36 years later, I'm still seeing the guy.
That's amazing. That's longevity.
Yeah, but you find out what works for you.
Right.
You know, and this is the privilege and the opportunity that we have to afford people.
Yeah.
If you go to the liquor store,
right,
and you walk into the liquor store, typically on any Friday or Saturday night, there's somebody standing there doing a tasting with this, that, or the other wine, this, that, or the other spirit.
Yeah.
And somebody gets a chance to maybe venture into something that they wouldn't. That somehow we have to duplicate that in a way that allows people to try before you buy.
Right.
Well, that's completely anathema to the regulatory scheme right now.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. You know how I figured out what I liked in the liquor industry?
How?
I gave a guy $20 in high school, and one day later he'd come back with a case of Coors Light.
There you go. And you're Coors Light for your guy for life.
No, that's not how you truly adopt a product.
Right.
You need to be able to try something, like you said, in the comfort of your own home, on your terms.
Right.
Us one sip at a time.
Yeah, so the donuts come to the meeting in the morning.
Right.
And I like an apple fritter.
Yes.
And I found out about apple fritters by trying
A variety.
an apple fritter.
There were a variety.
And I tried the sprinkles on the glazed donut. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Keep your sprinkles to yourself. I don't need any sprinkles. But a good, what do they call them?
Bear claw.
Oh, my God, a bear claw. Or an old-fashioned applesauce glaze.
Oh.
Knock you out, baby.
Wow.
So you become kind of a donut freak when you stop
Right.
doing all the other things.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know what you mean. And I call it the donut rule. The more you eat donuts, the more you want more donuts. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, you become oriented toward donuts.
Yes, the compass.
Yeah, and in moderation.
Right.
I don't think there's anybody that should deprive you of your right to enjoy a donut. Yeah. Just like I would stand up for your right to enjoy whatever you want to enjoy in the THC world.
Sure.
That's one of the things that people don't quite understand about me. I'm an advocate for the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've listened to so many people tell their stories about how the medicine changed their life, how the RSO killed the cancer, how the epilepsy was resolved. You know, I've got a buddy who's a very famous fret-style guitar player who's got a son that suffered brutally from epilepsy. When he adopted tincture, high THC, just the right mix that he was able to get with his medical, which is a miracle that he was able to get it in Minnesota.
Right. Needle in a haystack.
95% change in his experience of epilepsy. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And you're going to deprive people of this opportunity. You talk to the vets. Mm-hmm. The vets that end up in the VA system and they're on the psychotropic drugs to take care of their PTSD and their this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
And we've been involved in a number of different vets charities that focus on getting cannabis flower to vets.
Yes.
And you hear them come up to you at a show or at an event and they tell you, what you do changed my life. I'm off all the psychotropics. I'm able to cope with my depression. I'm able to cope with my PTSD because of cannabis. I mean, really? And you want to deprive people of that opportunity?
It's selective.
It's not for everyone. And I also want to be cautious about people that are like, cannabis is a panacea. there's a lot more to life than cannabis. Let's be real.
There's guitars.
Well, there's guitars and there's cigars too, but there's really a lot more to life than Boveda. There's a lot more to life than all of this.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of this interview, we're talking about cigars, guitars, and cannabis.
No,
and
you're right.
Vivi.
You're right.
The Vivi Cure product and the Vivi Fresh product that'll be available second quarter.
I remember I mentioned Brian Rice earlier because through the work I did with the Minnesota Cannabis College, we were doing...
He's a lovable guy.
Yeah. A lot of kids. We were doing classes, and we did a Boveda class, and it was like February or March of 2024. And I want to say that this was in the works even back then. They were looking for home growers. Cornell Urban Agriculture comes to mind. They were looking for experienced growers in Minnesota to try new technology. It wasn't clear what that new technology was going to be, but as far as you know, how long has Vivi been in the works internally?
18 months.
Okay. So we're in 12.
For real? I mean, we were trying to figure things out. We had...
Yeah.
We spent a significant amount of time and effort to understand the legacy industry because we wanted to find out if there was a way for us to develop relationships that would allow us to serve the legacy industry. And there's so much cloak and dagger around the legacy industry that wasn't really constructive for us. And then the other explosive part of the cannabis industry was all these people that were having their own experience growing the plant. The cool thing about home growers too, which is something that if you've never grown cannabis, you gotta try. You gotta at least have even if you have some pathetic little plant that comes to, or just have the experience. You may end up with a giant. You may be able to grow it outside wherever you are. You may be able to grow it in your living room or in a closet with a grow light and newts. But to have a relationship with the plant, to feed it, to nurture it, to take off the right leaves and branches at the right time to maximize the production of the flowers. I mean, these are things that you talk to people that have had this experience, and I've had this experience, and you've never met Jay Fifield from our office.
No.
Fifield Farms is what we call him because he's growing plants at home, and he's really into this, and he's been a big part of our experience with tweaking for the right outcome for the home grower.
We're about to have a home grower on the show next.
Right now?
Yeah.
Behind the curtain?
Soon.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Home growers are trippy.
You have to. You can't lose sight of the home grower.
No. Well, and if you think about it from an ethical standpoint, and I love always going back to the ethical or the spiritual side of the cannabis industry, we have legalization fundamentally because of compassionate care. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for Dennis Perrone and the pioneers in California, Washington, Oregon, and Colorado, if it wasn't for the people that were looking out for the people that were just being devastated by the AIDS epidemic, the different pain management systems that were available at the time, cannabis was an alternative, and they found a way to get around. I mean, you think about the miracle of having compassionate care in a country that outlaws cannabis. States' rights. You know, this whole independence thing, representative republic, states having the opportunity to legalize medical cannabis, that is remarkable. And that's where this all started. It was about medicine. It was about people getting healthy. It was about people having relief. And now it's about a number of things.
Right. And think that's coming up on 30 years.
Yeah.
California has changed quite a bit.
California's gone through a lot. In California's defense, some of the greatest growers in the world are in the hills of California.
And Boveda spends a lot of time out there.
We do. But here's the problem. 75% of the geography in California outlaws retail brick and mortar dispensaries.
Wow.
So you only got 25% of this 48, how many million do they have in? It's just slightly bigger than Canada population-wise now.
Huh.
California is a big deal. It's the 6th largest economy in the world. California is. But the problem is it's not what it could be if people had access.
Sure.
You know, and they've done some things to get around that. There's delivery and there's things that are going on.
Okay.
They also have the highest number of people per capita that consume cannabis in the world. So 37% of Californians consume cannabis. So if we compare cannabis consumption to alcohol consumption, excuse me, 67 to 70% plus consume alcohol. So when we start comparing access and social acceptance of cannabis in the world of alcohol, it's like we have a long way to go to get people to a place where they find a therapeutic answer through cannabis that's not about getting high.
Right.
They find some way to fit it into their lifestyle. There's a lot of people that are exercise physiologists that are really into how cannabis affects you if you use it properly in your workout regime. I mean, there's a lot of really exciting technology around being healthy.
Yeah.
Boy, if we could be as excited about being healthy as we could about being high, it'd be a whole new world.
Yeah. Let's leave it there.
I'm getting a little on my soapbox.
I could go further with things, but I think there's room next year.
Dude, I love you. I think you're a force of goodness in the cannabis world.
Thank you.
I know you've, like anybody that's put themselves out there for cannabis, standing up for brands. Yeah, you stub your toe, you get people that like you get people that are pissed at you.
Yeah.
It's part of the gig. I've had the same experience, but I just want to encourage you and implore you to keep pouring your heart and soul into this thing and keep helping people. Others. If you make it about others and if you lift them up, you'll never have to worry about feeding that kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's all sorts of stress around that. Sure. I get it.
Right.
But you got all this talent and all this capability. You continue to do good and continue to be good. And
thank you.
We'll do whatever we can to support you.
I found you on Clubhouse.
Ah.
You were, and Rachelle Gordon referred me.
Oh, award-winning journalist, the Rachelle Gordon, a recipient just last week of the MJ Award.
Journalist of the Year.
For Journalist of the Year. Are you going to have her on the show?
In January.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw her briefly. I talked to her for 2 minutes last night.
It'll be big. You won't have to put any artificial comments on her stuff. She'll have all sorts of people chiming in with comments.
She's remarkable. And we'll
I love Rachelle.
As we continue to grow with Open Window, we'll be able to promote the weeks ahead of time. Hey, Rachelle Gordon's coming on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, set your calendars.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Rachelle is a force for good in the cannabis industry.
We aspire to get there, and
you should really stop talking about Open Window Productions though, because people are going to get in here and steal your time and raise your prices.
The Open Window could close on us.
Oh my God. That's never. Like poetic.
We'll continue to track the hemp ban. We'll continue to track.
Oh, is there a hemp ban?
Minnesota's OCM rollout. Depends on who you ask. And we'll be doing big things at Lucky Leaf. So I'll be in touch.
Whatever we can do to support you.
Amazing. Drew Emmer.
Try it. Just try it.
Buy it.
Tell us what you think.
Yes.
We're just here to help.
Where can you find these?
Right now the only place you could buy this is online. You can either go to Vivi. I should know the Vivi website, but I don't.
Vivi
off the top of my
Packs.
head. Vivi Packs. Oh, it's on here.
It's got to be.
It's vivipacks.com. How ingenious. Our marketing people are so good to actually put the website on here so you can find it. And there's also one of those little scan codes. What do you call that?
Beep. QRs.
QR code. QR. What's it stand for?
Quick response.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You need to buzz in and put it in the form of a question, though, if it's going to be a valid answer. You can buy these at vivipacks.com. You can buy them on Amazon.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And we do have stock for people that buy. I can't find these at the office, but you can get them online. I think we just got through the squeeze on this last deal because we've been selling way more than we expected to.
That's music to my ears.
Well, how do you think I feel? I mean, really.
Over the moon.
Right.
Oh, it's not you. I'm looking at the Boveda C-Pack.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put this.
Drew, friend of the show, friend to Minnie. Thanks for being on the Canna Connect show.
Thanks for having me. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right on.